Hey y'all, it's Megan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend a little time with us today. We're enjoying the sunshine. It's been pretty cloudy lately, but it's a beautiful sunny morning. And we're headed down to move the egg chickens this morning. And thought we'd bring you along for that. We hadn't showed that in a while. And they rotate around our big pasture down there.
We'll drop by and
Check on the pigs.
yep, feed the pigs and check on them on the way.
Scared them to death.
Yep. But they're at that point right now where they're growing like crazy.
And eating.
And eating like crazy.
I think that's one thing maybe some people don't realize. Pigs, they eat. They'll go through some feed, won't they? Especially once they start getting that big.
We're going through almost a 50-pound bag a day.
With 4 pigs.
With 4 pigs. And I feel like we were doing that with 6 pigs. That's the crazy thing, is I don't feel like we have any difference in feed consumption at all. At the beginning I could, but now that they're really eating, I can't. I don't know.
They
Y'all
said,
are
don't you
hungry too,
see
ain't you?
us? Y'all don't even get fed in the mornings. They tickle me.
That's all a cow's good for, to holler at you.
I can't even get within sight of them.
You know what the problem is?
They're spoiled.
You got them spoiled.
That's all right.
While we're walking down, I thought I would mention a little bit about our fall gardening stuff that we've got. I think it's been, a little over a week ago, I started some collard seeds and some cabbage seeds. And I know everybody says that we got a green thumb. Well, I think that's the one thing it comes to, we ain't got a green thumb.
We're not good at starting seeds.
I don't know what it is.
Except for tomatoes. Tomatoes are easy.
Yeah, but them collards and cabbage, every year I attempt it. Start my own every fall, and I fail at it. We might have 1 or 2 come up, 3 or 4. This year we got 0. Now I also started some cucumbers. I'm going to try my hand at a late batch of cucumbers, especially since our spring and summer crop of cucumbers really didn't never do that great. They got eat up with disease. It just really wasn't a good year for our cucumbers. So I think I have time to make cucumbers before frost. They've all come up and they're looking pretty good. At least the last time I looked at them, they were. I guess we're going to have to take a trip to the local greenhouse up in Virginia and go find us some. Hopefully they've got some ready by now. I imagine they do.
And if you hadn't seen, we're actually down to bovine.
Oh.
Yeah, the bull, we took the bull off to new pasture, and he was very excited to find him some new ladies, and Hamburger went to the processor. So I'm down 2 mouths to feed and fixing to move the 3 calves over to a different pasture as well. So
Yeah, they're going over to a neighbor's place.
yeah, they're going over to a neighbor's place who were kind enough to let us use one of their pastures. So,
and that'll be to raise them out for the rest of this year. They're going to stay over there for the rest of this year till the grass stops growing. Then we'll
they'll
probably
come
move them back.
Yeah.
But this will mainly be to wean them, because we don't have a really good area to divide everybody up so that they'll be weaned.
Yeah.
It's time for Candy to be dried off.
Yeah, Candy needs to put on some weight. So it's time for her to.
Yeah, anyways, we'll do all that soon, hopefully.
Very soon.
It broke.
Oh no.
I've been using this stick all year long, y'all. It has went around the fence with me. It's got this perfect little hook on it to where you can cross over our wire. And we got just enough slack in the wire that you can push it down. And this is electrified wire. But anyways, I've been using it all year long to feed the chickens. And it did have a long leg on it, and somehow it's ended up broke. I know those little short legs can cross that. Look at that. You have plenty of room.
Well,
I think you just get nervous around that wire.
I do. I've been shocked too many times.
I didn't hook the power back up on it last night. Well, I tell you, do you want to put them over there, or just run them up that side of the fence? It would be easier and quicker just to go ahead and move them there.
I'll just have to help you probably push it up through there.
Yeah.
Whatever you think.
Let's do that.
Okay.
That'll be a whole lot easier and quicker.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I've looked at I've looked at some things, and I think besides a few handful of hot days, I think August's gonna be pretty mild.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The goldenrod says it is.
Well, you know, that's funny. We was talking about that goldenrod the other day.
Yeah. Did you see some more?
I've been seeing it everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's still that early blooming variety,
Well,
though. It's not the other ones.
Pay attention.
But yeah, I've been paying attention, and I have seen it blooming all over the place. Speaking of the weather, I guess we can tie on to this hotline right here, can't we?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. But speaking of the weather, we supposedly got more hot weather on the way, but it's still not near as hot as middle of the summer.
Usually August is like our brutal month too.
I know. And right now there's just a certain feel to the air.
It feels like fall.
It feels like fall, and that is weird for August.
There must be muscadines up in one of these trees.
You smell them?
No, they're on the ground.
Oh. You bring your net and go that way with it. We'll circle around these hollies and stuff.
Go which way?
I started that one right there and just bring it out this way. Right here's where the net was running, so if you can just circle right around, you'll miss where they've been.
All right. Hang on, let me help you.
I think I can get it.
That thing's hard to pull uphill. Hang on. Golly.
The bad thing is this part of the pasture out here is rough. You got several little holes to fall off into.
You know why that is? Probably from when we had all them million chickens.
Oh yeah, and they dug all these holes out here? I was going to say because I cleared all these trees out with a skid steer.
Probably a little bit of both.
And left the stump holes. I thought you was aimed to blame it on me.
No, I was blaming it on them darn chickens when we used to have all them chickens and they tore our pasture up so bad. Well, there's all kind of cow cakes in there for the chickens.
Oh. Well, they'll enjoy that.
It's like their favorite thing. Did you put my end up?
Yeah.
Okay. And just for the record, we could not have our chickens out like this if we did not have this electric net.
No, I have to say it. Much as I complain about this netting, this is the only way we could do chickens the way we do it.
Because the predator pressure is very significant here.
We got friends just over the hill here who have their chickens in a coop, and they're constantly losing chickens, and it's impossible to get in their coop.
Yeah. Raccoons are very intelligent. They're smarter than we are. Good luck if you ever try to outsmart one, ain't that right?
That's right.
You might get them one time, but then they learn. Well, at least one thing we ain't had to fight with this year, the ground ain't had time to get hard.
No, we ain't had hard ground not one time. So for those of y'all who use this type of netting, this is Premier One, but there is several other brands of netting that work just as good. But for those of y'all who use it, I'm going to show you something right here. On the bottom of these stakes, they're metal. You've got that wire right there that loves, once they get some age on them, that wire will come down and short out against that metal stop. And if you don't realize what's going on, you think that something's went bad with your netting, causing it to short out. But it's that. You don't know how many times we've lost power on the whole fence because of that right there. And you can see the way that one's freed. It's really getting bad lately. So every time we move this net, I really had to pay close attention to that to make sure it hadn't slid down here around this.
If you've got chickens that ain't used to the net though, they will walk through it. Because they can't feel that shock through their feathers unless it hits their comb or something. So, it's Guinea. He will not come out and be standing. He's like freaking out. Look at him.
I see him.
Yeah, if your chickens are not used to it, you probably need the small squares.
And our chickens do fairly well at respecting that net. So Megan, you want me to lock you in there?
Please don't.
I got
too much to do.
You got too much to do to be locked in there all day? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it might be a good thing if I lock you in there with the chickens. You can just hang out.
Let me rest.
Not do nothing, you rest. Yep, it's working. Well, before we walk back up to the house, let's go look at the persimmon tree.
All right.
We've got a massive persimmon tree right out here. Quick backstory on all of this part of Pasture. Every bit of this used to be growed up old farm field. And when we bought the place, we cleaned it all off and left some of the trees, as you can see. This persimmon tree right here is one of them. That thing is massive, and it was buried in amongst all the growed up pines and brush and everything else that was here. And ever since we cleaned out from around it, it has had some crazy persimmon crops on it. Now, with this tree being out in the cow pasture though, we can't particularly wait for them to fall to the ground unless we keep the cows off of this section of pasture for a while.
Because you talking about cleaning it, boy, now the ground will be like no grass, no nothing. It'll be like somebody vacuumed around it.
They clean it up. But that thing is loaded again this year.
Yeah.
But persimmons are something that we don't do anything with until you get your first frost.
Come, Tiger.
That's kind of like a rule of thumb for us.
Oh, eat them before the frost.
They'll turn your mouth inside out. As we're walking back up the hill, we had a lot of people who got excited about me bringing out the old D6 Bulldozer of Daddy's, and you know, we're going to use it to be clearing on some of that land we bought. So I thought I'd give an update on everything, because at this point I haven't filmed anything over the Bulldozer since what y'all saw. We ended up working on it all day yesterday. We flushed the radiator, we flushed everything, we flushed the block out, done all that kind of stuff to it, and run it for a little bit, just trying to see if it was going to overheat after doing that. We did have a leak in the radiator, so we're still going to have to take the radiator out. We're at the point that the radiator can come out. All we have to do is lift it out of there. Everything's undone. With that being said, the plan is still the same. Taking the radiator to a radiator shop. Going to have it worked on and redone. But I finally talked to the guy who's going to be coming and marking our corners and surveying the land. And he is thinking right now that it's going to be about 2 weeks before he gets here. So I don't see that I got to be in a huge hurry with the Bulldozer. And to be honest with you, as far as my time goes, I'm probably not going to have much time to work on it till late fall and early winter anyways. So, just kind of preparing myself for when that time gets here and have this thing ready to go. And so I also want to say give a big shout out to all the people who reached out through email, comments, and give me some tips on how to flush that radiator out before we actually go through the trouble of pulling it, just to see if that would fix anything. But we're still going to have the radiator redone because of the leaks and everything else that come up in it after we flushed it. I just happen to remember that I've got some black-eyed pea seeds out here I want to go ahead and pick. We've got some more chances of rain coming, so I want to get them picked before those rains come. I'll take them. Now these are ones that I'm going to be saving for seed for next year. I'll take them down into the greenhouse and just leave them laying on the shelf down there, and they'll dry out over time. And look how fast this Super V Facilia is doing its thing here. I got a bunch of squash and stuff coming up over there too. So what I'm going to be saving are pods that have already dried up like this. I've got several of them on here, but I'm going to go ahead and get them picked off, because if they stay on long enough, and as much rain as we're getting right now, they could potentially start rotting in the shell, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get these off of here. And the reality of it is, it doesn't take a lot of seeds for next year's crop. I will save more than I need, just simply because we got them, why not save them? But it doesn't take a ton of seeds to have enough to plant next year. There's what they look like under the shell. Just a dried black-eyed pea. I've actually got more than I thought I did out here. Go down the other side and see what I see. May not look like much, but that'll actually be more than enough seed to save for next year's crop. If you don't have a greenhouse to lay these in, you know, just anywhere where they can get air and they're out of the weather will be a perfect place to lay them. Let those shells completely dry out, and then, I don't know, here in probably a week or two, whenever I think about it, honestly, I'll shell them out, put them in a Ziploc bag, and they'll be there for next year. While I'm down here, I'll show you my seed starts that I was talking about earlier. This is supposed to be collards and cabbage. You can see there's a pea in there. It's not supposed to be peas, but that fell into my seed starting mix. But there's no collards or cabbage coming up anywhere. These are supposed to be collards and cabbage too. All we have is the random peas that ended up in my mix. Now these, on the other hand, are my cucumbers. I'm going to show you what I've run into with these. Something is eating them off as soon as they come up. I had this same exact problem back in the spring with starting cucumbers. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Actually, I wonder if it's a slug. That looks like slug residue right there around that one. It's all slimy looking. Could be. A slug coming in here at nighttime. That might actually be my problem. Come on, Tiger. Get in. So I guess me and Megan's going to go down here and pick our crowder peas now. It's been a couple of days since we looked at them, so they should be ready. Oh, yeah. There's red leaves on the ground.
We're going to wade the mud.
It looks that way, you know. It's still muddy, but it don't look as bad as it did.
Well, it's gonna rain all day tomorrow.
And the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
It'll fix it for you.
Look at that. Out in the middle of the garden. Once you get out here, it's not quite near as muddy though. Right here's what we're after today. Those are some pretty peas. Some of them still ain't quite ready, Megan.
Well, we can pick. Wait, did we pick them when they turned purple?
I don't know. I just noticed that those have changed color. I thought these were going to be some that turned light colored.
That's interesting. Golly. Try not to mire up.
I don't know much of anything about this variety. So I don't know.
Oh gosh, that one right there is covered in ants. I would say probably these feel okay.
I do know that these apparently were supposed to be ones that were trellised because they're running beans. Look at this. You know, our whole goal the whole time was to trellis them. And it's rained so much we couldn't get in here to do it.
We just said, it'll be fine.
Yep, so we just...
It's still got a bunch of baby beans on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of new ones coming, so maybe, just maybe, there'll be more. So if y'all haven't heard us before talk about these peas, I do not know the variety of them. The lady who gave me the seeds said they were brown crowders. I looked it up and there is a legit variety called a brown crowder. So I don't know if that's what these are or if that's just what she called them, because you know, things tend to get a nickname as years go on.
And these are seeds that they saved.
These are seeds that she has saved for many years. And if I'm not mistaken, the seeds came from some of her people. So there's no telling what the real variety of this bean is. I mean, this pea is. But I'm going to assume that once they turn ripe, they either turn light colored or they have that little bit of a purple tint to them.
And once we can get a really good picking off of them, I reckon you're going to take her several, ain't you?
Yeah. But this first picking right here is just going to be probably enough for a mess.
Well, the first picking's always usually with these peas, I've noticed anyway, the second picking is the best. Second and third probably is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole reason for planting these anyways is because she loves them so much. She's unable to garden anymore. And I told her that I had room and I would plant her a row. Now, I did not realize when I told her I'd plant her a row that we was going to have a monsoon type year. And they was going to be down here where they've almost drowned. I've never had peas turn yellow like that. Peas are supposed to be a really dark green color. But it's just the year we've had.
And peas typically do like fantastic down here. Which I'm not saying these did bad.
No, peas do great down here. They always have for us.
These are big though. I mean, like...
They got a really big pea in them.
Yeah. Let's come down here and pick many a bucket full of peas, ain't we, dear?
Yep. She told me that all she wanted was a mess of them, so I think I'm going to be able to get her that for sure.
Well, maybe we can take her at least a couple of misses.
Well, I'd love to be able to pick enough that she could freeze her some or can them, whatever she's aimed to do with them. But yeah, I want to get her many as I can, but I just didn't realize. If we'd have trellised these, oh, they'd have been up here by now, as far out as these vines have run. I hate that we was never able to get in here and do it, but it's too late to do it now.
They still look like they're doing fine, though.
Yeah, they're making peas. They would have just made more if they'd have been on a trellis. And them right there ain't quite there yet. Look over there beside you. It ain't gonna be long. We're gonna have corn. Them silks are starting to turn. Wonder how many people's wondering how much a mess is.
I don't know.
I think that's a southern term.
A mess is enough to eat on.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Enough for you to cook for one meal.
Yeah. Ever how much that is, if there's only 2 of you to eat, I reckon a mess is different to them people than it is for me cooking for 4 people.
Yep. If we don't do anything else, we got to let some of these go to seed so we can save them.
Well,
that's a good little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny though, as wet as it's been, I can't believe there's no more weeds in this garden than it is, because we've only been able to work it just a handful of times.
I guess it drowned the weeds too.
It may have. Now these pumpkins right here, they've bit the dust. Yeah. They're done.
But the more you come this way, the wetter it gets.
Yep, this is the wettest end right here.
And the thing is, I know we've had lots of really good suggestions about drains and things down here. This don't happen much. Like this, it may get a little wet on this end down here, but honestly, it's not enough to worry about to put that much work into. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This garden down here is somewhat of a gamble every year.
Yeah.
Like she said before, a dry year is an amazing garden. Wet year, we struggle. But it looks like even as wet a year as we've had this year, we're still getting a harvest out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the good part.
It's good growing land if it lets the water go.
Yeah, if it's got the right weather conditions.
This is the best garden we got.
Yep, grow some of the prettiest stuff we got. We can grow some awesome tomatoes down here, but it's so far from my house. It's one of those crops we don't like putting stuff down here that you got to check every day.
Every day, yeah. Because we're not down here every single day most of the time. Before we go, we're going to check the power again on our net because, why, Mr. Lawson?
9.9.
Sweet.
We got it. Because we have learned from experience. Like this becomes about an every other day thing. It's just checking power, making sure. Because that corn right there is at its most vulnerable stage from now till picking time. And as long as we can keep power on this, the chances of us actually getting some corn out of there become a whole lot greater. Because if we mess up and something somewhere or another is killing power on all this, and them coons will figure it out.
Yeah, and they'll check it every night.
We have to keep 9.9 on it.
Yeah.
It can get down to like 6.5. That's not enough to keep them coons from going through that net. Ask us how we know.
Yeah.
It's got to have 9.9, and they still
There's still
may
a
go through
possibility.
that net.
Yeah, it's still a possibility.
So we keep a check on it really good this time, like at the time of year when our corn's starting to come in, because if not, we won't have anything. But like we said earlier, we can't get mad if we don't get nothing, because we did put it down here in their house.
Yeah, we're in their perfect habitat.
Yep. I mean, this is on a creek. It's where a coon stays. So.
But it also grows wonderful corn.
It does. It grows great corn. Well, let's go shell them peas.
All right.
Yeah, that flower's pretty.
I know.
Like they're gonna be good.
Yeah. Tiger, you gonna help us? We lost the children. You gonna shell peas and take their place?
No. Tiger, she ain't gonna do nothing except chase something. Chase something and sleep.
Oh, Daddy's talking junk
right?
about
Come
her.
Here. Oh, look, she done got mad at me. She said, "You talking bad about me, Daddy."
Yeah, the kids are hanging out with grandparents today. Like the older they get, the more they like to do it, ain't it?
Yeah, they lose interest in us quick. This shouldn't take no time.
Maybe not. These look almost like them Crowder peas we used to plant.
Well, I don't think they are, but
they favor them. I don't know. It's been 2 or 3 years since we planted any.
And I don't think them we planted before ever had a tint of purple on the shell.
No, they did not. That is true. I don't know if I've ever seen Crowder peas like that.
Man, there's plenty of peas in there too. Look at all that.
Yeah, there is a bunch of peas in there.
I like a pod like that. It don't take long to get some. Maybe these will turn out to be something we really like.
I don't know. Peas about like a potato. I ain't met one yet I didn't much like.
Oh, that right there wasn't ready to pick.
It's still a pretty nice day, ain't it?
Yeah, it's got just a little on the humid side, but it's nice.
It ain't nothing like it was there a few weeks ago. We just like...
Yeah, we ain't done with summer yet, though. I figure it's going to be back before it's over. I still predict we're going to have an early fall.
I think we will, too.
But I don't think summer's over
The signs are just there. When you really start paying attention and looking...
Well, I'm already seeing a few leaves change colors. Not many, but a few. I've already seen some goldenrod blooming. There's a lot of stuff, if you pay attention through the years at nature, of when it blooms. And I'm seeing a lot of it bloom earlier than normal. Not much earlier.
Yeah.
But like a week or two earlier than normal. But I don't know. Could be wrong. Either way, it's fine with me. Take whatever we get.
That's right. Ain't got much control over it anyway, do we?
No.
Don't matter if we like it or not.
No, but it's fun to sit around and predict this kind of stuff.
Well, it's amazing to me. If you pay attention to nature, what it will tell you about all kind of stuff.
Yeah. Nature,
Well,
it does its thing, and it does its thing consistent. There's patterns, and you have to pay attention to those patterns. And I think that would be tough for somebody who's either moved to a new place or, I mean, it would be impossible if you've moved into a new place or moved around, or even if you live in the city, you know, and you're not around a lot of plants and stuff. But somebody who's been in the same place for 5, 10, 15 years, or their whole life, whatever, you can recognize those patterns, and you remember from year to year.
and we like to keep up with it on the calendar too. At least I do, anyway.
That's something new that we've started in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Is keeping up with all this stuff on the calendar.
I make notes of certain little things, like the goldenrod, like in the spring, that when the dogwood start blooming. Different, just when the first leaves start coming out, when the last leaves start coming out. And there's a lot.
You pay attention to those signs, you'll get better than the weatherman. I'm going to be honest with you, Megan. I don't believe a few of these pods that I thought were ready, I don't think they were.
I mean, I might have done that.
No, maybe you were the one that picked these ones. I like shelling peas, though, as long as they're ready to shell. Shelling peas is relaxing, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. I like just sitting here in my chair. It gives me a good reason to sit down.
Shell peas.
Shell peas, snap beans, peel peaches, peel apples. I hope we do have some apples this year.
Yeah, I know. We haven't showed them, y'all, lately. But our apples, we got some nice ones down there. Not many, but we got some nice ones.
I just hope we don't run into whatever happened to them last year. Well, I don't know. I still don't know what happened to them last year.
They disappeared.
Yeah. I
In
don't
the
know.
thin air.
Don't know if the deers ate them.
Well, we don't typically have trouble with deer right there in that area.
I know, but maybe they were like, oh, I smell
Plus,
apples.
I feel like if a deer had ate them, they'd eat the leaves off the trees and everything else.
Well,
Deers love apple leaves.
well, the apples disappeared, and we don't know what happened to them. But one day they weren't ready, and the next day they were gone. Or maybe the next week, I should say.
It was probably a little farther apart than that. But yeah. I've been paying close attention this year to them, though, trying to not miss that window of when they're ripe and ready.
Yeah, we got some big ones.
And it's getting close, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Some of these won't even open up. I'm just throwing them in the pot.
I ain't run into none of that.
I must have picked up all you picked in.
Are you saying it's my fault?
No, maybe. Oh, I got one of them that's purple here now. I'll see if they shell better. Well, you have purple hull peas, but they're not crowders.
Right.
Kind of makes me wonder if at some point along the line,
They got crossed.
these
a
got
little bit.
crossed up. I mean, they could have, or it could just be the variety of them. I don't know.
Remember that year? It was like a couple years in a row. We had a volunteer bunch of crowders and we got a good pickings off of them.
Yeah, they were a smaller bean though.
Were they?
Yeah, the bean inside was a little bit smaller.
I can't remember.
Still good.
Yeah,
Whatever they were.
Yeah, whatever they were good. We ate
Oh
'em.
yeah, them right there shell really good. So I guess they're supposed to have that little bit of a purple.
You think they'll all turn purple like that?
I don't know. We'll have to pay attention to them. Let them go just a little bit
How,
longer.
were them bigger, or they just come out easier?
No, they're big.
Let's see. Well, they are a little bigger than the rest of them, ain't they? So we picked them a little too early.
Yep, I believe we did. I believe they should have went another day or two. We'll have to pay attention to that next time. Sometimes you just got to pick it though when you got time to pick it.
Oh yeah.
You can't wait for it to be just perfect.
Run into that many a times in life.
You know, something else that we've learned through the years that make your life a whole lot easier when shelling peas is to not shell them as soon as you pick them. Let them sit for
Like overnight.
Yeah, like overnight in your house, and it's almost like the shell sort of withers down, and they become so much easier to shell.
Yeah, when we have a whole lot to do, like this year we didn't really plant that many, which, well, we'll have a lot of black-eyed peas here before long, but when you got a whole bunch to shell, it is so much easier to let them wilt like that. It makes it go by so much faster.
Yep.
And I learned that by accident. It was back when I was working full-time and all that, and, you know, we picked them when they were ready, but that don't mean I always had time to fix them. And I think that time, though, I think I let them sit 2 or 3 days in the house.
You did.
And finally, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get these done. And when we shelled them, I was like, wow, that's way better. So ever since then, when we have a lot to shell, that's what we do. Funny how things like that work out and you learn stuff.
Yep. That's how you learn.
Well, I've
Most of
also
the
done that
time.
with sweet corn too and had it sour, so don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it with sweet corn. The sooner when you pick sweet corn, the sooner you can work it, the better off you are.
Yeah.
I think some varieties are okay to go for a day or two, but I don't even like letting it go that long. But maybe we'll have, I don't know though, I doubt it. I was going to say maybe we'll have enough peas this year that we don't have to plant many peas next year.
Well, that's what we did this year. We had enough peas from last year. You know, that's why we didn't plant no purple hulls.
At the point we are on green beans, I may not plant none next year. Plant not a single green bean.
You're just ready to run out, ain't you?
If I tell you I'm gonna plant green beans next year, say no. No. We don't need them.
I told you this year. I said I just
know,
need enough to eat on, and I got a whole...
I'm too hard-headed to listen to you. That's what you told me about everything.
Oh, yeah, you know something you didn't tell him this morning?
What?
He also started some zucchini seeds.
Oh, yeah.
We love the zucchini bread, and I was like, that would be the perfect fall treat.
Some zucchini bread.
Some zucchini bread. So Andy started 2 plants?
Yeah, and I won't tell you. I mean, I hadn't told you.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I
started
started
20
them?
plants,
No.
didn't you?
No. You know what I started them in?
What?
So since I had done give up on the collards coming up,
Oh.
I just stuck them in one of the trays where the collards are supposed to be.
You're like, well, it'll be fine. They might come up together. It may.
Well, they might. Maybe that'll make them collards come up. Be like, hey, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. But I'm pretty excited. That's something. Have we ever done that?
No, we've planted some late zucchini and late squash, but never this late. We've never, that I can remember, we've never planted any summer crop other than tomatoes and green beans this late in the year.
Yeah.
So this will be a whole new thing for us if it works. Now, I have planted green beans this late, and green beans still make. Because green beans actually love
When it
cooler
gets cooler,
temperatures.
yeah.
They
Not
don't,
frost.
Yeah, not frost, but cooler temperatures. They don't like this here 90 to 100 degree days. But I am looking forward to seeing what my fall crop of peas does. I am super excited about those because we didn't get...
English peas.
Yeah, English peas.
Yeah.
Not this kind of pea,
Yeah.
English pea. We didn't get what I'd call a great harvest. We got enough in the spring, but we didn't get like something to brag about by no means. I have a bunch of them planted this fall, and I really hope they do good. Because I feel like fall... I just threw one out. I feel like peas and dumplings would be the perfect fall, cool weather day supper.
It would be.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And see, they can stand a frost.
A light one.
They can tolerate a frost. They can tolerate a heavy frost. What they can't tolerate is cold temperatures all day long, and that's what we had last year. We had this extremely mild fall, and then all of a sudden it turned
Cold.
cold. And it wiped out all of our fall garden that time.
Yeah, the college finally come back out of it, but the peas, they were
Everything else was done.
done.
The cabbage was done.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we had some broccoli planted. It was done. But that was something kind of unpredicted. If it would have, I truly think if it would have gradually turned cold on them, they probably wouldn't have hurt them near as bad. But they were like this really lush. They were growing so beautiful. They had pea pods all over them. We just knew we was gonna get just one killer crop of peas last year.
Just one picking. It
And
probably would have been one picking, but
that cold weather come through so quick. I really think the plant didn't have time to toughen up, and it wiped them out.
well, y'all, I guess that's gonna about wrap up today's video. We almost got them shelled, ain't we?
We getting there. It ain't gonna take us much longer.
No. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. And anyways, till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one. It'll be good to have a pot of these tomorrow night.
So too, I've already got enough in this bowl right here for a mess.
You must be faster than I am.